Hi everybody. It's been a long time since I've posted, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm doing well. Um, I've had a lot of very interesting experiences over this last year, um, and I just had this insight that just took a load off of me, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Um, I was recently in Miami, and that's a beautiful spot. And I was there for work, and I was enjoying the Florida sun. I was meeting a lot of people, and all of a sudden, on Christmas, I got a message from none other than the narcissist. And 5 days later, no, 6 days later, I believe it was, on New Year's, I got another message, another text. Of course, these are 2 consecutive hoovering attempts. And I wasn't upset by them because I was having a blast where I was, surrounded by people, because it was a political campaign, and I got to meet many, many different people, not only within my group, but also on the campaign trail. And I didn't really have a reaction to 2 texts that I got from the narcissist. But today I was sitting at a cafe, and I had a very big insight. I just had an image of the narcissist sitting in their house while I'm in Miami, and texting me 4 years after I went no contact, in the hopes of reeling me back in. And I had this feeling that this is a person with a very pitiful existence, because the sole purpose of everything that the narcissist has done to you and has done to me is to make you hate them enough, have such a strong motion towards them, that anytime they want to summon you back to them, all they have to do is reconnect, rekindle communication with you. And they rely on this strong emotion that you have within you, this trauma bond, this anger mixed with love, mixed with confusion, mixed with all these different emotions that are very powerful within the human psyche. And I had the power within me to not react to this message. Finally. I didn't feel any type of way when they reconnected with me. And I had the insight that what the narcissist was trying to do in this moment, when they texted me, was to summon some sort of anger, some sort of disgust, some sort of antipathy, longing. that would make me want to reconnect with them. And there's something very pitiful about that. The fact that, in spite of the fact that we haven't had any sort of connection in 4 years, there is a longing from the narcissist that they can tap into my strong emotions to throw me off kilter, to make me come back to them. And it didn't work at all this time. And it made me think of the importance of pity as an emotion, because I did pity them, because I saw the scene before me of them sitting in their living room thinking that they have me on a hook, when that is not the case. And the fact that this person is going to live their entire lives playing off of people's strong emotions and doing nothing else also made me pity them. And the reason why pity is such an important emotion for the narcissist survivor is because it can replace anger. I noticed with time that anger is such a strong emotion that it keeps you tethered to your abuser. It keeps you stuck in the narcissistic abuse cycle. And even the notion that you have to forgive them, which a lot of people say, right? It kind of evokes this feeling of anger within you. How dare you ask me to forgive somebody that threw thousands and thousands of stones at me, manipulated me, took my finances, tried to sabotage every aspect of my life. How dare you even ask me to forgive them? So the feeling of anger at even the prospect that you have to forgive them keeps you in the narcissistic abuse cycle. Because the truth is, the reason why you and I have been stuck in this thought pattern for so long is because we don't know what to do with what they did to us. And pity sort of puts you in a position of power, whereas forgiveness doesn't, in my opinion. Pity puts you in a position where I'm sitting here 4 years out of this relationship. I've analyzed everything that you've done to me before I had a chance to defend myself. And I realized that I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the fact that in order to feel big, you had to manipulate me. You had to scold me. You had to sabotage me. And in spite of everything that you've done, I didn't become you. And I pity you for having the hatred in you to do that to another person. And so I sat with that feeling, and it almost released me from a lot of the negative emotions that seem to follow me in my day-to-day life because of this experience. I realized that narcissists are to be pitied. They're very limited individuals. And when you pity them, you set yourself free, because hatred is very difficult to live with. And in a sense, I feel like the narcissist wanted to instill that hatred in you, because they know that if that hatred is in there, they can always call upon it. So think about that. Think about, are you ready to pity them? You know, are you ready to look at them as a person with a very big disease that's addicted to anger, that's addicted to all these negative emotions, and that can't help themselves? You know, isn't it sad that they'll never be able to liberate themselves from these negative emotions because they can't replace it with anything else? And you can. You know, I feel like that's why they attack positive people, is because positive emotions are out of reach to them. And for a long time, positive emotions have been out of reach to me. And I'm starting to really have a lot of gratitude that I'm not a narcissist, you know. And pity really does lessen the burden that you carry as a survivor of this. That doesn't mean you have to pity them and try to save them, you know, because that would be a mistake. But just pitying them from afar really does help, you know. Because their fate is pretty much sealed. They're going to live their lives trying to get in contact with you, trying to see your demise, trying to see. Don't let them see your demise. Let them see your success, you know. Because the universe has a way of bringing that karma to them. You know, now that I'm capable of happiness, that's a kind of karma, you know, in the grand scheme. The fact that I have the power to pity them is me taking back my power, you know, because pity is a lot less charged than hatred is. You know, I can live with pity, but hatred disables me and keeps me in a state of subservience to the narcissist. It keeps me in a state where I neglect myself because the emotion is so charged that I focus on them. You know, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think of that. And I hope you all had a blessed Thanksgiving. You know, Christmas and New Year. I have no more energy for hating them. You know. So, let me know what you think of that. Just know that in spite of all of the assaults that these people have placed on you, you're still standing. And that says something about you, and that says something about your character and your resilience. And it definitely doesn't feel like that in the beginning, but eventually you get to a place where you see yourself as a kind of heroine and not as a victim of the narcissist. You had to have been, and I'm speaking for myself as well, you had to have been very clever to get through the 9 gates of hell that they put you through. So at the end of it all, there's an admiration for who you are as a person and a feeling of pity for them. You know. Anyway, kisses.